Hello everyone, this is Sarvahita, Assistant Professor of MCA Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. I am here to discuss a few topics of the subject MC4205 Cyber Security. Here we are going to deal about information risk management from Unit 1. First, let us see what is cyber risk. Cyber risk is tied to uncertainty like any form of risk. As such, we should use the decision theory to make rational choices about which risks to minimize and which risks to accept under uncertainty. So, general risk. In general, the risk is the product of likelihood times impact, giving us a general risk equation of risk is equal to likelihood into impact. So, this IT risk specifically can be defined as a product of threat, asset, and the vulnerability. So, risk is equal to threat into vulnerability into asset value. So, first let us see what is threat, what is vulnerability. So, threat is a possible danger an exploited vulnerability can cause, such as breaches or other reputational harm. Threats can either be intentional, that is hacking, or accidental, poorly configured, that is about by the possibility of natural disaster, maybe accidental. So think of a threat can be likelihood that a cyber attack will occur. What is a vulnerability? A vulnerability is a threat that can be exploited by an attacker to perform the unauthorized actions. To exploit a vulnerability, an attacker must have a tool or technique that can connect to a system's weakness. So this is known as the attacker's surface. So it is not enough to understand what is the vulnerability or and continuously monitor your business for data exposures, leaked credentials, and other cyber threats. So the more vulnerabilities your organization has, the higher the risk. What is asset value? The most important element of managing the cyber risk is understanding the value of the information you are protecting. The asset value is the value of the information and it can vary tremendously. IRM is the management of risks to information. Management implies someone proactively, deliberately, explicitly, and systematically identifying, assessing, evaluating, and dealing with the risks on an ongoing basis, that is, coping with any changes, along with related governance aspects such as direction, control, authorization, and resourcing of the process, risk treatments, etc. Risk is this context is the possibility, the potential occurrence of events or incidents that might materially harm the organization's interests. The information is a valuable meaning, knowledge, and insight is deriving from raw data such as the content of computer files, paperwork, conversations, expertise, intellectual property, art, concepts, and so forth. So, this is a diagram which shows how to identify the risk, evaluating the risk, treating the risk, and handle the changes. Vulnerabilities or the inherent weakness within any or facilities, technologies, processes, that is including the information risk management itself, people and relationships, some of which are not even recognized as such. Threats or the actors, that is the insiders or the outsiders, and natural events that might cause incidents if they acted on vulnerabilities causing the impacts. Assets are specifically information assets, in particular valuable information content, but also to a lesser extent the related storage vessels, computer hardware, etc., many of which are relatively cheap commodities these days. The impacts of the harmful effects or consequences of incidents and the calamities affecting the assets, damaging the organization and its business interests, and often third parties. Incidents range in scale from minor, trivial, or inconsequential events up to calamities, disasters, and outright catastrophes. The advisories, standards, etc., refers to the relevant warnings and advice put out by the organizations such as Computer Emergency Response Team and Federal Bureau of Investigation. The ISO IEC journalists, technology vendors, plus information risk and security professionals, that is our social network. The information risk management IRM is a form of risk mitigation through the policies, procedures, and technologies that reduces the threat of cyber attacks from the vulnerabilities and poor data security and from the third party vendors. Data breaches have massive negative business impact and often arise from insufficiently protected data. So, this concern identification of risk may be associated with integrity, confidentiality, information, and availability. Risk not identified in risk identification or lacking in the risk treatment, risk evaluation, risk analysis, and information security risk identification. Thank you.